Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, in this moment I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Firdausia Rose Novia Putri. I am from Group C and my name is F3119195. And today I would like to give you a presentation about narrative essay. Can you see it? So this is a chart of narrative essay, which is first is a definitions, and there is a goal, and this is a component, and last is example. And now I want to explain the definition first. So the definition of narrative essay itself is a story about your experience, either it imaginary or even real, and it can also tell the story of somebody's life. And remember, a good narrative essay is that tells specific stories. And now we can next to the goal. Now I want to explain the goal. So the goal of narrative essays is first to involve readers in the story, creating a sense of shared experience. And two is to create a psychological impact. It means that the person must learn from your story and find something useful and helpful. And number three is your story must be exciting. And number four is to show your personal understanding. So after the goal, now we can move to the components. So the components of the story is the first is a plot and characters, setting and description. And narrative essays follows the storytelling linear plot, which is first is expositions, rising actions, climax, building actions, and resolutions. So it is divided in three parts, which is first is the beginning, the middle, and last is the end. Now I want to explain the beginning first. So the beginning is introduce and describe the people, place, and time of a story. And now we go to the middle. The middle can have several paragraphs and can describe more actions and activities and events involving your main characters are expanded. And after that we can move to the end. So the end is resolve the complications of problem and story with a twist, leave reader with a questions or mystery, and four is remind readers of the central message. And now we can move to the point of view. As we can know that point of view is described from which character's perspective the story is presented to the audience, and it must be concise. And now we have this is in the narrative essays you can use I as the first person, or you can also use she or he as the third person. And now we can move to this. This is the important things about narrative essay. First is narrative essays always use past tense. And number 2 is narrative essays describe events chronologically. And number 3 is don't use too much dialogues on narrative essays. And number 4 is use sensory details when describing something: sight, sound, smell, taste, hear. And number 5 is use descriptive language, which is with verbs, adverbs, but don't overuse them. And now we can go to this. This is getting started planning a narrative essay. So first is think about the essay topic, and number 2 is think about the characters, setting, and event. And number 3 is write an outline of the topic. So this is the plan of writing narrative essay. And after you do this, we can take a look back with our essay and revise your essay, and then check the grammar and the structure of the sentence. And number 3 is proofread. After we doing all this and we finally finish. So this is the narrative essay example. I choose the short one because I think this is easy to understand. You can read it by yourself. So in here there was they always use past tense, like I was always afraid of the water, and so on. I think that's all for me. I hope these presentations helpful, and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.